guess who just got drawn into the whole Diddy saga? Well, it turns out that it's Ellen DeGeneres. The world of Hollywood is filled with more than its fair share of scandals and drama, but Ellen recently found herself caught in the spotlight like a deer caught in headlights as paparazzi just bombarded her with questions about her longtime friend and hip-hop mogul, Sean Diddy Combs.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Ask her if she wants me to start the car up for her, get it warm. Hey, Ellen.
Ellen, were you surprised by the allegations about P. Diddy? Did that surprise you about P. Diddy? He's been on your show many times.
Have a good night.
Diddy and Ellen have been friends for the longest time ever, with Diddy making over 17 different appearances at Ellen's show.
How many times I've been on this show?
I'm gonna guess 20. How many?
27 times. 27.
Wow. Wow.
I'm lying.
Oh.
It was only 17 times, but
that's...
after you said the 20, I felt like I was losing, but 17 times! I've been on the show 17 times!
It feels like 20.
It feels like 20.
Every time feels like 1 1/4, so it adds up to 20, because it keeps going. You're always entertaining, you always make me laugh. I never know what you're gonna do, what you're gonna say. What is your name?
While Ellen wasn't name-dropped in Diddy's lawsuits with Cassie and Lil Rod, isn't it ironic how Ellen and Diddy built their career off the "be kind or love" mantra? Especially considering how their employees and close friends or partners in Diddy's case keep coming out to tell us that they're much more different than the persona they preach. Just recently, Diddy was sued to court by Cassandra Ventura in one of the most shocking lawsuits of all time, as she revealed that she had been sexually assaulted by Diddy. Cassandra graphically described how Combs used drugs on her before forcing herself to engage in sexual activity with other men, while he personally watched and graded everything. Like, can you imagine how insane that is? And to make matters worse, he even laid his hands on her and beat her whenever she tried to leave him. It's crazy how this went on for over a decade, and yeah, in case you're curious, Diddy and Cassie went official with their relationship when she was just 19 years old. But here's the real shocker. Rumors had been circulating that Diddy and Cassie had a thing before they even announced their relationship to the rest of the world, which means it's highly likely that something was going on with Diddy and Cassie before they even announced their relationship to the rest of the world. But then, this wouldn't be the first time that Diddy was accused of having sexual affairs with a minor. In fact, it appears that his entire friends club moves in the same direction. And one of the proud members of Diddy's fan club is none other than Jay-Z, the self-proclaimed king of Hollywood himself, Jay-Z. Rumor has it that Jay-Z picked up Beyonce way before she was even 18, and to make matters worse, she wasn't even the only one. But let's not dive into murky waters. Whoever came up with the saying that birds with the same feathers flock together sure as heck wasn't joking, because they must have been inspired by Diddy and Jay-Z. Did you know that right after Cassie came out to tell the truth on all the horror she faced at the hands of Diddy, 3 other ladies sued Diddy to court for sexually harassing them? It looks like Cassie just opened the Pandora's box by making the decision to file a lawsuit against Diddy, because other artists and young creators in the industry have been stepping out to support her and tell lucid secrets about how they had all been assaulted by Diddy, or one A-lister in the industry or the other. The crazy thing about all these is that another of Diddy's victims is a woman who claimed that she was just a teenager when Diddy picked her up and raped her. This was as far back as 2003 when Combs was in New York for some business. The young lady at the time had felt like she was in good hands and now had hopes of becoming one of the rapidly increasing young legends that Diddy had brought to limelight, but it turns out that Diddy had something else planned. Brother Love started by flying her in the private jet for a recording session before dousing her in alcohol like Kendrick Lamar's swimming pool. Right after he got her drunk, he decided to have his way with her before sending her home Detroit. Although Ellen is known for being a gentlewoman with her lovers, she recently got under fire for having a toxic personality at her workplace. It so happens to be that while Ellen reserves a charming smile and the occasional crazy jokes for her audience, she turns into an ice queen behind the camera. In fact, when some of her former employees did an interview with BuzzFeed, many of them attested to the fact that they were not allowed to talk to Ellen at their place of work. And whenever they tried to talk to her, she either gave them a look that said, "Don't talk to me, you mere mortals," or outright ignored them. But to make matters worse, her employees revealed that they were getting ordered around and treated like they weren't humans by the show's main producers. Some even revealed that they had been victims of sexual assault or racism, and whenever they expected Ellen's kind persona to come out or deliver them from the hands of the show's toxic producers, she would either laugh it off or even tell them that every producing team needs its own dog like an employee allegedly accused her of doing. In light of all these accusations, the paparazzi couldn't help but wonder if Ellen had a connection to Diddy's long list of crimes, since they don't only get along on shows, they also have a history of building a career based off on lies. From first glance, it appears that Diddy is just another stranger to Ellen when they're not hanging out in front of the camera, but when they meet up in front of the media, they always seem to pick things off.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Ask her if she wants me to start the car up for her, get it warm. Hey, Ellen.
Ellen, were you surprised by the allegations about P. Diddy? Did that surprise you about P. Diddy? He's been on your show many times.
Have a good night.
While the rest of the world was clearly in the dark and had no idea who Diddy was, Ellen also insinuated that she was fully aware of his late-night parties and the shady activity that always happened within them. While Ellen claims to avoid parties because she's always busy with work, it's pretty easy to see that her work life is only an excuse to avoid getting involved in shady dealings in the industry, or worse, become another of Diddy's victims.
Hello, Sean Diddy Combs. How are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, thank you. Do you like being scared?
While Ellen appears to have taken herself out of Diddy's guest list thanks to her distance problem, as she so kindly puts it, there's a lot of folks out there who put two and two together and actually revealed that Ellen DeGeneres might have eventually honored Diddy's invitations and showed up at one of Diddy's parties. You don't believe me? Watch this video.
What are you doing?
You know what we doing, what we plan to do, girl.
Something smells fishy, don't it? Where exactly do you think they're going afterwards? I'll leave that to you to decide. It's no secret that Diddy hosts one of the biggest parties in Hollywood, but anyone who has ever been there revealed that the kinds of things you see there are definitely not PG rated, and Ellen was probably one of the first people to reveal this on the big screen.
Tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seemed to show up.
No, well, is it on the East Coast?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that?
It appears that there was a time when Ellen was so weary of Diddy that she didn't even bother to invite him to her parties, but after a while, they started revisiting the terms and conditions of her party, and Ellen even decided to give Diddy an exclusive invitation to one of her parties on the Ellen DeGeneres show. Before Diddy's dark past started resurfacing, it was pretty easy for people to assume that he was a good man at heart. This man was playing the part so well and giving generous donations, he even decided to change his name to Brother Love. How crazy is that? Talk about the news of the century.
Hey, yo, what's up, y'all? I have some very serious news. I've been praying on this, and I decided, I know it was risky because I knew it could come off as corny to some people. Like, yo, I decided to change my name again. I'm just not who I am before. I'm something different. So my new name is Love. aka Brother Love. I will not be answering to Puffy, Diddy, Puff Daddy, or any of my other monikers, but Love or Brother Love, okay? It's my birthday. I feel good. God is the greatest. I give all glory, and I thank my mama and daddy. Mwah!
This is the same man who didn't just physically abuse almost all his romantic partners, he also drugged and raped many upcoming male artists in the music industry. DaBaby even revealed that around the time when he released Rockstar, he became one of the hottest artists in the industry. Diddy had invited him to a party, and right after the main party ended, he was led into an inner room with Jay-Z and Beyonce, where it felt like Diddy was showing him all the big fishes he could be swimming with if he decided to let him bump on his bumper. Ellen might have never gone for those after parties, but even Ellen had heard more than enough rumors about the after parties.
East Coast?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that? Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party, though.
Uh-huh.
No, it'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, you know, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel. You know.
And then it will carry on there?
Yeah.
Another person who wasn't scared to ask Diddy about the dirty rumors surrounding his off-screen persona and dating life is Jimmy Kimmel.
When you were dating J-Lo, Will Smith and Jada tried to pick her up on a threesome and you were gonna beat up Will Smith. Is that true?
Diddy sure as heck wasn't expecting that from Jimmy, but the look of shock that rested on his face? I mean, nah, something's definitely went on there.
You really heard that? Nah.
What? Yeah, I watched it on the internet.
The recent drama surrounding Ellen, alongside the fact that she has grown incredibly close to Diddy over the years, is more than enough to keep the press curious about whether or not she knew the nitty-gritty details of Diddy's scandals for all these years and just continued to turn a blind eye to it like she did at her workplace.
Yeah, sure.
Ask her if she wants me to start the car up for her, get it warm. Hey, Ellen.
Ellen, were you surprised by the allegations about P. Diddy? Did that surprise you about P. Diddy? He's been on your show many times.
Have a good night.
Have you been?
So what do you lot think? Is Ellen in on all of Diddy's dirty secrets, or is she another of his high-profile clients that he's been leasing out chicks to? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. In the meantime, make sure to hit that bell and subscribe icon for instant updates on new videos like this.